lesson 5, and it is order of operation. Now, you've done problems like this probably in middle school, and I'm just going to write, I'm just going to put PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. The only thing, a lot of people don't like that, because when you say multiplication division, they think the multiplication comes before division, and it's actually the one you get to first. I'm going to go ahead and write a problem. We'll talk a little bit about it, and then we will do a few. 12 divided by 4 times 2 times 1 squared. Now, probably in middle school, pre-algebra, your teacher would say, okay, we don't have any parentheses, we have some exponents, we've got to do those first. Then, now this is a great one, multiplication division. A lot of people think you would do this multiplication first, only if it had been in parentheses, because it's multiplication division, which one you get to first. That is not what we're doing here. What we're doing today is how do you do this on your calculator. So you're going to, if you want to write the problems in your classwork, you're welcome to. You can just type them in. And we need to talk about how we can type these things. This one's pretty cool. We'll talk about a couple of ways that we can do power. Just type it like it says it. 12 divided by 4 times 2 times 1. Now, we know what 1 squared is, but let's pretend like it's a number we didn't know. How do we type 1 squared on our calculator? So we're especially interested in how do we type that. Everybody knows how to type all the other stuff. How do we type that? Well, there's actually 2 ways. When it's squared, you have a key on your calculator that is the x squared key. Okay? So if you just hit that key, look, it made it squared. If it's another way that you can do it is the housetop. Do you know what? It's a caret. It's actually called a caret. It's spelled different than a carrot you eat and a carrot in the diamond, but it's a caret. I think it's C-A-R-O-T. And it's right here. And that's actually raising it. I call it the housetop because it's going to raise it. So we could have actually typed. Now what's nice about that is you can put any number there you want to. So if it's 10 to the 15, if it's 2 to the 5th, this is nice because you can use it for any power, not just squared. So I'm going to say housetop key. And I'm going to actually put a star by that one because that is the best one for powers. And all you got to do is hit enter. And what'd you get for your answer? I knew it was going to do that for me because I typed it weird. I'll just take mine off the screen. What'd you get? 6? Number 2. That's all you're doing in your classwork. You want a kind of wicked looking one? How about this one? We're going to do open parentheses. Oh, can't see. It's a biggie. It's a biggie. Let me get out of the way. Okay, open parentheses. 4 minus negative 6 minus 6, close parentheses, divided by, open parentheses, negative 1 plus 1 minus, open parentheses, 1 minus negative 5 minus 5, close parentheses, close parentheses. Oh my goodness gracious. It's actually not a hard problem. If you were doing it without a calculator, you would do this one, which is not a bad number. You'd do this in here, and then all of it, and then you would do this divided by that one. Now, when you type it on your calculator, even though you know that's 4 plus 6, I want you to type it minus negative, because I want you to get used to. I had one in 6 block yesterday that kept typing the minus as the negative, or the negative key as the minus, but I was thinking we had done enough of those from the pink calculator. We know negative and minus are the same. Your calculator doesn't know that. So I'm going to let y'all type that. Oh, we need to talk about where parentheses are. Okay, open parentheses are above the 8. Yeah. There you go. Above the 8. Close parentheses are above the 9. Now, in grammar, don't you always, if you open a parenthesis, you have to have a closed one? So here's where it's going to get you. Do you see this right here at the end? you will have to close both of those. So you'll have to do close parentheses, close parentheses. I'll type it too, because y'all look like you might be a little worried about it. So open parentheses, 4 minus -6 minus, if you just say the words to yourself as you're doing it, and then the divided. Now, it's not going to put the division, it's going to put the bar, but it still knows it's division. Now, all your homework will come out even. So if you're doing classwork and you get like 17/2 or 9.7, you'll know you've done something wrong. You definitely want to do that. I don't know what to tell you about anything else. Close parentheses, close parentheses. And I got -4. Did y'all get -4? Okay. -4. Yes? Reese, you still working on it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Number 3. Okay, let's do 5 minus 3 times, if I can read my writing. Yeah, 3 times 2. Oh, now just the 3 times 2 is over 2 plus 2 plus 2. Now, again, I don't want you typing that as 6. You're not doing the arithmetic in your head. You're typing it to know you know how to type the problem. But you learned a trick the other day that should help you with this one. If you know that shortcut to the fraction, which was alpha, except I'm not spelling right, am I? A-L-P-H-A, and then your little X key, X, theta, N. That will make it so much easier for you, because if you're going to type it with the division bar, you would have to put, even though they're not there, they're understood they're there. So you would have to put parentheses around this one and this one. So just use your alpha key that we use with slope. Is that making sense? Let's try it. Am I on screen enough? Go to the right just a little bit. Oh. Okay, 5 minus, now I'm going to do that alpha fraction. I've got 3 times 2 on top. Now, how do I get to the bottom? Arrow down. 2 plus 2 plus 2. Now, how do I get back up in the air? Because if you put plus 2, it's going to still be on the bottom. Arrow to the right, plus 2. And what did you get? I got 6. Okay, you want another one? Do you think you feel pretty good about it? I'll tell you what, y'all do this one for me real quick. Do this one, because you've got to type it exactly like it is, because if you don't, it will give you a different answer. -5, can you see it? -5 divided by, open parentheses, -2 times 5, open parentheses, 3 minus 1, plus, open parentheses, -5, close parentheses, squared, close parentheses. I'm not going to type it. I'm going to let y'all type it. And that's a good stopping place, and that'll still give you about 10 minutes. Yeah. As far as I care, you can just put your answers on your classwork. I don't care if you write the problems or not. I'll leave that up to y'all. Do you feel pretty good about these? Okay. You're learning where keys are. That helps. And that little alpha fraction key is so handy. And that's just a feature that kind of came out within the, if you don't have that key, if your operating system is old, you have to do it 3 keys. You have to use the alpha and the y equals and then enter. You have to do 3 things instead of just alpha X key. Anybody got it? Let me see if I can find it. Well, what did I do with it? Oh, that's classwork. Got -1? That's it. Now, let me give you this advice. Let me show you something. I will show you this. And you think, oh my word, am I going to have to type that whole thing again if I did something wrong. Let's say this one we had right here. I will teach you this, that if you typed one and you look and you go, oh, I typed that, say that 3 up here was supposed to have been a 5. Let me show you an easy way to not have to retype, especially like the one we just typed. You can take your up arrow and arrow back up. Did y'all's turn blue? And then get to the one you want. Now you can keep going back. See, if I arrow up, just because it's off the screen doesn't mean it's not there, and it will spiral back a lot. So if you do a lot between now and when you ask me questions about it, I could find them. But let's go to this one, or any one. I don't care which one you do. But when you get to what you want, just hit enter. And what did it do? It copied and pasted it. Now, if I just needed to change, say I wanted to change that little 3 right there to 5, I could just arrow backwards till I got up there, and I could just type, say, a 5 there. And see, I don't have to type the whole thing.